lot of people are super high on the OKC Thunder this year, and I wanted to talk about why. Let's get into it. Big reason is Gilgeous-Alexander. There's just no way around it. 30-point per game scorer, gets to the rim, and gets to the free throw line, which is a key thing in today's NBA. You got to score points when the clock is not ticking, a.k.a. free throws. SGA shoots a ton of them and can score with the best in the league. It also helps that Josh Giddey seems to, what you kind of seen him do in the World Cup this past summer is kind of translating early on in the preseason. And while, yes, it is preseason, I imagine it will continue to translate with his dribble drive creation. People joke about Josh Giddey and him having no bag because he literally looks like he's dribbling. It literally looks like videos like John Havlicek back in the 1960s, 1950s. But this Thunder team, the way that it's constructed, it fits really well. Lou Dort can stretch to the court. No, he's not a defender that he was when he first came into the league, but he's still a big body on the perimeter. Chet Holmgren's back this year. I think there is a good chance he's in the Rookie of the Year conversation. I think the real hot take that I have about Chet this year, I think he finishes top 3 in Defensive Player of the Year this year. Yes, that would be crazy for a rookie to do, but Chet is just that good of a player that I can see him doing that, and I imagine that he'll eventually become OKC's number 1 option. Jalen Williams with an E really came on for OKC late last year in his rookie season, becoming kind of their do-it-all front court man. He really grew on offense, and I really think with Chet back as well, you'll see more of him on defense as well and growing into that. I think him and Chet can make a great pairing on the defensive end of the court. Jalen Williams does it all at kind of like the 5 spot that OKC had him playing at. Can get the ball, can play make, can shoot, can finish. He's really that do-it-all guy. But OKC also has another do-it-all guy that's super underrated that is a big part of them playing winning basketball this upcoming season. Kenrich Williams is one of my favorite players in the league. No, he's not going to get you the big scoring games or the big assist games or the big rebounding games, but he's going to do all the little things for you to win. He's a hustle guy that just fills the stat sheet. Kind of think of like a Nick Batum when he was in Portland. Kenrich Williams just does everything. If you want him to be on the ball and play make for an offense for some possessions, he can do that. You want him to defend on the perimeter, he can do that. Crash for the rebounds, he can do that. He's going to play defense. He's not going to get beat. He does the little things that every basketball team needs, especially a young team like the Thunder. This Thunder team can also switch. Everything is very important in today's NBA. Being able to switch, get over screens. They're so athletic and long that they can do that. They also finally have the shooting around SGA. SGA, while a great scorer, has not taken a lot of threes in his career. That doesn't seem to be an issue this year as they finally have the shooting. Yes, Chet being healthy and coming back helps with that. But up and down this roster, they just have the shooting. I think the addition of Davis Bertans is being overlooked, and I get it. There's nothing flash about Davis Bertans. Davis Bertans' reputation's kind of been in the gutter just in terms of a three-point gunner. He's not going to give you much else, but that's really what OKC needed, and that's why I really like this addition. Davis Bertans can stretch the floor. He's going to touch the ball, and he's going to shoot it, and that's really what this Thunder team needed with the drives of SGA and Josh Giddey. They needed another shooter opposite of Lou Dort. Obviously, Chet coming back also gives them another shooter, but they needed just someone that is a three-point hunter and a three-point sniper, and that's what Davis Bertans gives this Oklahoma City Thunder team this upcoming season. Everyone always talks about the Thunder's draft picks and how they have a ton of them, and yes, they do, but I think this is the year that we finally see this Thunder organization back in playoff contention. I believe this Thunder team finishes top 5 in the West. That might be a hot take, but I just think this Thunder team has a lot of hope and a lot of highs. They have a very high ceiling, and I think a very high floor as well. Chet Holmgren coming back obviously helps. SGA, another year to grow. Josh Giddey, another year to grow. Both Jalen Williamses, another offseason, another year to grow. And you obviously still have Lou Dort. You have Kenrich Williams as a key role player. And I think this team is just ready to take that next step in a loaded West. Chet Holmgren is going to unlock a lot for this team, not just on the offensive end, but on the defensive end as well. And another thing with OKC's draft picks, they have the picks to make a deal done if a star player asks out. If the Thunder are in the thick of things like I would think they will be at the deadline, I could look for them to adding another high-end player to this roster. Whoever that may be, that's a wait and see. But I would not be surprised if the Thunder added a pretty significant piece to their roster in the middle of the season after they see what Chet, SGA, and Josh Giddey are as a trio. Add to them and make a push in a loaded West. You never know what could happen once you reach the postseason, or injuries. As much as we hate them in sports, that's always a concern, especially for Chet, who just missed a whole year with one. Injuries are always around the corner, and you got to have the deepest roster possible. And I think the Thunder and Sam Presti know this, and I think they are not done adding to this very talented roster. Just a player to throw out there, I would like to see the Thunder add Malcolm Brogdon, someone that can play on the ball, off the ball, is a good defender, and is a highly efficient offensive player as well. I think he would do a lot for SGA, Josh Giddey, but I think he would also do a lot for Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren as well. We've seen what he did with the Celtics, and we've seen what he's done throughout his whole career, whether it be in Indiana or Milwaukee. He's in Portland. He's not going to be there the whole season. He'll eventually get moved, and I would like to see the Thunder make that move for him. With that being said, I think some of my takes for this Thunder's roster this year is, I've already said it, Chet Holmgren finishes top 3 in DPOY. Also finishes top 2 in Rookie of the Year. The only other person that could beat him is Wemby if he does play enough games. But I think this Thunder team finishes top 5, man. They just got a lot of talent, a lot of good young talent, and I like the coaching staff as well. Not a lot of people know Oklahoma City Thunder's head coach. He is a Greg Popovich disciple, and he's just done really good with a young roster. He's always been thorough. They always play hard, and this is the year that we finally see them take that step forward into being a quote-unquote real NBA franchise and not just tanking for draft picks and young talent. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn post notifications on. Let me know down in the comments, what's the trade target that you think the Thunder should add if they are indeed in playoff contention at the NBA trade deadline?